Hi, I'm Madonna. This is Blaze. We're going to do a bit of an emotional balance. We're sort of getting to that time in life where there's a lot of questions about goals and dreams and things that he started on like 10 years ago, new baby at home, new wife a year ago. So lots going on, but we just want to make sure that the body's heading in the right direction and that the brain starts to find some clarity with where it needs to go. So we'll have a look and see what's going on. Sound about right?
Yeah.
Okay, so firstly, I'll just check switching to make sure the left-right sides of the brain are just communicating as nicely as they should be. So the way I check my switching, well, who knows? So firstly, let's make sure the adrenals aren't overworking. Hold up, the flexor hallucis longus, that little muscle there. It's the first muscle to switch on with stress.
Not overworking.
So that says yes, there's a little bit of stress involved. The little point 2 bin above the belly button is
Sorry.
That's not working. So I'll just show you a lock and an unlock. Hold nice and strong. So there's nothing I can do to unlock that. If I now press and stack in this point, hold up nice and strong, and it just unlocks. So it just means that's an active acupuncture point. There's a matching spot on the spine, and hold, yep. And there's basically the one on the spine works in with heart energy. So I stack in the heart energy with the one on the spine and hold. So basically that tells me that there's survival switching, deep survival, and hidden deep survival switching. But like I said, there's a lot going on at the moment. So no surprise.
All the switching.
All the switching.
Hey, if it switches twice, would that be a good thing?
Means the unconscious brain has just gone, holy moly, life is stressful. That's what it's sort of done. And when your brain's trying to sort out, so rather than doing my normal process, what I might do is see if there's some sort of goal or affirmation or something like that that might help to clear some of this. There is something. Let's just have a look. Oops. Yeah. Let's just see what helps to reverse that deep survival switching. Okay. Okay, so there's a few things going on at the moment. No surprise, your parent gene has been activated.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what a surprise.
My
so
parent gene.
Yeah, your parent gene. So that can mean that there's a little bit of trauma in there from the mother or the father's side, and it can actually go back through several generations. So when you have a child, every age that they hit, your child hits, it can be revisiting in your body the stuff you went through at the time.
Oh.
So it's almost like, because our body has these memories, so when he hits 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, your body unconsciously is going, when I was 2 months, this happened, so therefore I don't want that to happen in my baby. So therefore the sort of fear kicks in for your bubby. So the parent gene's been activated. Might not be the priority though. Something's going on with your happiness and joy. So if you're not enjoying work as much as you should, or things that you want as your goals and dreams aren't kicking in. So there's something going on with your happiness and joy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And also your personal power. So there's sort of a few things. So so unconsciously, your personal power is feeling challenged.
Oh, really? Yeah. Shocking.
But the priority, so I'm asking priority, it's not the personal power, it's not the happiness and joy, it's not the parent gene, it's really about getting some goals online. Okay. You're not setting goals on a daily basis or anything like that, except for sleep. That'd be a goal. I'm going to sleep through the night.
Well, I've got a list of bloody apps I got to put online,
Right, okay, so you do have some goals and you're working on them in the background?
Yeah. When I have time and I'm sitting on the computer and...
Yeah, okay. So there's a particular big goal at the beginning about dreams and goals. So it's got 4 sentences in it. I'm going to test each one to see how your body feels about it. So once again, I'm going to see whether it activates the adrenals and whether if there's a lock, the brain doesn't have a stress with it. If it's an unlock, the body has a stress with it. I am able to set my goals and achieve my dreams. And hold. And there's a little bit of a snigger there. So even the conscious brain knows that one's not right. I focus on what I want and I allow myself to be the best I can possibly be. And hold. Okay, so once again, 2 unlocks so far. My goals are realistic and achievable in the designated time frame. Do you have time frames?
Oh, what's time?
Yeah, what's time? Okay. I allow myself to shoot for the stars. And hold. Okay. So, I think we'll agree there's a little bit of stress going on with all of those little dream and goal balances.
Those are incredibly sad. That's like a movie. That's one of those tragic movies where someone just collapses or something.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because it means that your conscious brain doesn't know how to make that happen. There's so much going on subconsciously, and subconscious stuff is 70 to 80% of your brain. So if you've got a whole bunch of sabotage going on, and I'm not saying that babies and lack of time are a sabotage, but part of it is. Part of it is. Yeah. So we've already got the adrenal stress, the survival, the deep survival, and the hidden deep survival. So let's go and see what we can do in relation to those goals. So firstly, where do we need to start? I'm going to check with my finger modes to see whether it's structural, personal, ecology, emotional, electrical. So emotional's showing up. What a surprise. So do I need to start with unconscious, subconscious, or conscious? So I actually need to go to your conscious brain to start with. Yeah, so we probably need to reintegrate some of your parts of the brain because it's like you've got a lot of ideas, but there's a lot of obstacles in the way that are stopping you from getting there. So let's just have a look at your corpus callosum so it connects the 2 sides of the brain. Are you still feeling as logical as you've always been?
Probably not.
Are you still feeling as creative as you've always been?
Nah.
Okay.
No chance.
Right. So in that case, what we might do is actually make sure you've still got logic and creative online. Because if you don't, then that can be impacted because you'll go to do things and it will just be that bit harder than it normally is. So, just for fun, put 2 fingers behind your left ear. So on that little knob in there, that's the lip point, left integrative point, and just make sure, right, so that's a good lock. Now, left is the logical side of the brain, so I'm going to ask you a logical question and then a gestalt question and see what your arm says. So I want you to think of the number 8, multiply it by 8, add 13, and take away 7. Hold up nice and strong. Okay. So that's not a lock, really? No, there's nothing there. So that tells me there's not a lot of logic going on in the left hemisphere of the brain. Now, thinking creatively. So I want you to think of a purple elephant, give it a big red fluffy hat, and whack it on roller skates, just for fun. And hold. Okay, that's a lock. So on your left side of the brain, you're running mainly in creative mode rather than logically at the moment. So on the other side of the brain, let's have a look.
The left of me. Oh, yeah.
Yep, so on that little knobbin again.
Yep.
So once again, making sure, yep, so it's a lock initially. So once again, imagine the number 49, divide by 7, add 12, and hold. Oh, okay. And now I want you to imagine your perfect relaxation spot. Got one?
Yeah.
Okay. And hold. Yeah. So your brain switched. No, are you left-handed or right-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Okay, right-handed. So basically the brain's totally switched. You've got logic on the right hemisphere and you've got creative on the left hemisphere, which indicates switching in the thalamus of the brain. So your brain is going to constantly be going to the wrong area to try to sort things out. And I'm only talking 1/500th of a second, but it's that fraction slower. And then you lose the confidence in what you're doing because it's just not as easy as it should be. So there's a little thing called thalamic reticular switching. So we have to clear that. We'll see what's going on. Because this one actually has some psychological reversal. So your body might be deliberately holding on to the logic and creativity in the wrong hemispheres of the brain for a specific reason. It might be doing it to protect you, So stopping you from thinking emotionally, by putting the logic on that side of the brain to stop you from being so emotionally, or it might be stopping you from thinking logically, or it could have just been a glitch in the matrix with 3 months of not sleeping well.
Oh, yeah.
So, it can be any of the above. So I'm going to just check a few of these little pathways. So I've got a thalamic reticular switching going on here. I'm just going to scan through and see which little areas are showing up. Now I need to go straight into psychological reversal. Okay, so I'll explain that. Just let me have a look. Want, need, think, safe, believe, deserve, trust. Okay, so there's a safety issue and there's a deserving issue. It is safe to let go of this problem. Hold. It is safer to keep this issue. Hold. So that's what the brain believes. It wants you to keep this stress about your dreams and goals. Now the next one, I deserve to let go of this problem. Hold. I deserve to keep this problem. Hold. Right. So that's part of your brain that doesn't believe you deserve to reach for the stars. You don't deserve to get your dreams and goals. So that's going to be something about self-worth, self-esteem, self-beliefs. And quite often it's when we just haven't, we've tried for little goals and, it hasn't happened. And bit by bit we eat away at our self-esteem because we just haven't achieved what we want.
You spend 10 years sort of tooling around and not really putting anything out that you finally do, and you don't really try as hard as you should have.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great, does it?
After 25 years.
So So I'm going to go into the periventricular survival system now. So that's the little survival system that holds the deep hidden stuff. Now that we've got the goals and we've got the psychological reversals online. And this is the part of the brain that when you aren't achieving what you want to achieve, it runs out of oomph. It sort of gets to the spot where you're sick of talking about it, you're sick of thinking about it, and you could just curl up on the lounge chair, except that something in the background makes you want to, keep going. So this first little area, hold out nice and strong. No. It's the cerebellum vermis. So it's a little part of the cerebellum. And so when it gets overactive, it shuts down the frontal cortex. And then what we're feeling, hold out, doesn't match what's really going on. So it's on those days when we're feeling annoyed or stressed or sad or depressed, but life isn't actually like that. But this part of the brain's got a sabotage going on in the background, trying to keep it so that you keep your sabotages, so that you don't move forward, so you don't feel unsafe again. Because with safety online, you don't want to feel like, your unconscious brain wants you to keep feeling safe. And of course, if you don't try to do something, you're not going to fail. So therefore you don't feel bad. So it's protecting your self-esteem and ego as well.
Yay!
Yay!
How many people do you reckon just go through their whole life? After that first switch.
Oh man.
I'm just happy being,
mediocre.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with being mediocre, but a lot of people want to get out of it, they just don't know how.
I mean, you can be mediocre and live a very full life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mediocre.
Yeah. And so many people never think about anything in their life, they simply do.
Yeah, suddenly they're the happiest.
Yeah.
Hey.
But they're often self-numbing. So they're often, drinking too much coffee, drinking too much alcohol, drinking, so they're self-medicating a lot of the time, and often medicating as well.
Oh, I'm just trying to be, as neutral to as many people that may or may not watch this.
Yes, go on.
Yeah, are we going to cut all that out?
Not likely.
Star wipe.
So the next little area showing up is the anterior cingulate gyrus. This one wants you to be as perfect as you can be under stress. So when we behave erratically or angrily or sad or frustrated, this is the part of the brain that picks on ourselves about our response. So then that impacts again on the self-worth, self-esteem. Because you're having a bad day, something happens, all of a sudden you lose it at someone, and then you feel worse than you did even though you were already having a bad day. So it's like the gift that keeps on giving. And what it's doing, it switches off your pleasure reward center. So it wants you, so what the unconscious brain is doing is switching down your pleasure center so you don't expect as much in life. But we want to switch them back up again. So you're allowed to have that expectation of happiness.
Yeah.
So we'll recheck that one. Anterior cingulate gyrus, hold out. Beautiful. Okay, the next one showing up is the orbitofrontal cortex, because you've got lots of ideas going on. Do you get started with a lot of little projects, don't you?
I haven't for a while.
Because of
Time,
effort.
Like the Twitch thing.
Yeah.
I focused on that for a while, and then it became apparent that it was not working for the life that I sort of have to live.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I can't stream for several hours, and streaming for less than several hours means that you're never going to get any views.
Yeah, right. Okay.
You have to be available for people to sometimes see you.
So I suppose one thing for the people watching is that Blaze has been trying to get into the computer industry, particularly gaming, for a long time. Has had lots of fun along the way, but also a lot of upsets. So it's been a real challenge trying to get qualifications in behind the background that weren't as good as what they were supposed to be. Lots of money spent, lots of annoyances and frustration in behind there. So there's a whole 10, 15-year history with computer stuff going on that we're just trying to clear some of that as well. Yeah.
Now I'm a dad with no time.
So this next little area is the orbitofrontal cortex. Hold out nice and strong. Okay, so it's an unlock. An unlock, once again, is less than 50% function in an area, or the area is exhausted. So orbital frontal cortex is that part of the brain that is constantly double guessing yourself. So once again, it's waiting for logical and creative input. Now, because your logical and creativity were in the wrong hemispheres of your brain, like just say, for example, if you see someone in the street that you know, and your brain goes, oh man, what's their name? And you know the face, and you know the name, but when we're stressed, it shuts down the connection from left to right sides of the brain. But also we store names in the left side of the brain. In the logical area, we store the faces in the right. So imagine if both these sides are reversed. So your brain's trying to go and find where the face and the name matching are.
You know, like just from basic programming, database stuff.
Yeah.
Like that makes a lot of sense.
Well, we always say the analogy, the brain's like a big program, Hod.
Yeah.
Very, very complicated. And I know I'm trying to simplify it a lot of the time, but this is the stuff that I can do. So, you know, that's where I put my energy.
Yeah.
Okay, next little area showing up is the subcolossal gyrus. This one's to do with genetic rage and anger.
Oh, yeah.
Or depression, or genetic depression. So it's everything on that anger spectrum, which is everywhere from, depression, the energy just being really low, to the rage, anger, wanting to punch someone in the nose, or, it's everything on the spectrum.
Yep. Yeah, there's a bit of that I can imagine,
And hold out. No, it tried.
Yeah, what, 30% maybe?
Yeah, that's right. So that, once again, all of these are doing the same area, Blaze. They're all going to the amygdala, shutting down the pleasure reward centers. Deliberately making you feel low motivation, because if you have low motivation, you're not going to move forward. You're not going to get depressed when you don't achieve your goals. So it's trying to dull your neurotransmitters so you don't accidentally try and then fail.
Yeah.
It's trying to do you a favor.
Yeah. Oh, it's like the Wall-E.
Wall-E.
It's like in Wall-E when chance of survival is higher if you stay here or whatever. I don't want to survive. I want to live. And everyone's bones have shrunk down.
Yeah,
they're all really fat.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, there were some good messages in that movie.
Yeah.
This next little one showing up is called the reticular activating system. So in order to keep your neurotransmitters suppressed, your body's running on noradrenaline, so it's keeping the vigilance really high in your nervous system, and vigilance is counterproductive to feeling happy and relaxed. And
that's why I've been so vigilant lately.
So vigilance is about knowing where everything is. So when you've got a new baby, that's part of what your brain does. You know, it's listening out constantly all the time. At work, it's paying attention to the things that you could be doing better to make your job more secure. In your relationship, it's making sure you're paying attention to your partner so that you don't miss something that could mess things up long term.
Yeah.
You know, so vigilance is about many areas in life.
Constant vigilance.
Constant vigilance. So I'll just double check that reticular activating, okay. So that one also is switching down the serotonin levels.
Oh, yeah.
So that means, once again, serotonin is happy and feel good. So it's deliberately trying to dull the happiness.
Yeah.
Doesn't help with sleep. Low serotonin, because serotonin converts to melatonin.
Well, there it is.
And even though serotonin is only 1% of the neurotransmitters in the brain, it can mess with us.
Yeah, like it feels good. I'm up to like 13 little reviews or whatever that I've put up.
Nice.
But
so this
God,
is
it's dirty wading through free-to-play games.
Oh, this is in your new website.
Yeah. Howfreeis.com.
Yeah.
But
because this is something you've been looking for.
Well, sort of, a little bit. I don't know what I expected with Crossout. I wanted to when I say how free is.
Yeah.
What I wanted to do was give people like a video review.
Yeah.
Because that was what I was trying to do for a long while there, was make videos and stuff. But I think I'd prefer to just make a podcast.
Yeah,
and
right.
I think just telling people what kind of monetization might be enough. What kind of monetization?
Yeah, okay.
And
I need to do a leg test. This is
worries.
large intestine. Hold up for me, which is to do with grief, guilt, regrets. And, you know, just thinking about 10 years of computer stuff. Do you have lower back pain at the moment? Or your back's pretty
really.
good? Okay, cool.
I mean, my back has all of the standard aches of not having had a massage for a little while.
Right. And again, hold up. Good. And hold up. Good. Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah. So I wanted to tell people how much money they could expect to pay.
Right.
And like if they're a casual gamer, if they don't care about progression, if they don't care about how fast they get to the good stuff,
yes.
the quote unquote good stuff, if they want to get to the end game, how much that's going to cost or how much time it's going to take.
Yeah.
Because some of these games, they're like, all right, just play for 1,000 hours or pay $10. And you're like, oh, $10, easy. But some of them are like, I don't think any of them are actually like 1,000 hours or $10. But some of them are like 1,000 hours or $100. And some of them are like 10,000 hours or $100.
Right.
So I wanted to tell people.
Oh, so that's the rating you're giving them.
Well, that's what I wanted to tell people at first. But cross out.
Crown chakra was blown.
Crown chakra.
Crown chakra.
No.
So it meant that everyone else's negative stuff has a easy access in, taking on other people's stuff too easily.
Yeah. No, I need that. I need my crown chakra.
You do. You're the king of the house.
Yeah.
That may or may not be the end of this circuit, so let's just have a look, because the PVSS, periventricular survival system, there's nothing else showing up in there. So at the very least, let's recheck survival switching. Hold. Deep survival switching. Hold. Hidden deep survival. Hold. And just for fun, like with kinesiology, you can actually time track things. So if I ask the body even just to go back an hour ago, so minus 1 hour, just for fun, hold up. So, an hour ago there was survival switching. Hold. An hour ago there was deep survival. Hold. An hour ago there was hidden deep survival. Once again, coming back to the present. And this is the thing that I love about kinesiology, is that you can go back and find a time in your lifeline where something was traumatized and clear the energy at that time and hold. And I've studied a lot of emotional treatments over the years, and kinesi's just my favourite. It's just my favourite.
It might even help for this gene thing.
It could. Yeah. Well, we'll sort of see whether or not. So that's that one. Let's go have a look where we are with those goals, see whether they've started shimmying along. Or, no, actually, let me just see if there's any little conscious pathways we need to quickly diffuse. Okay, so corpus callosum. Okay. So corpus callosum's okay. I'll just show you that. So hold out nice and strong. So that's left to right corpus callosum. But trust in the future. Trust that you're going to achieve your dreams. Trust. So trust. Hold, not so much.
So yeah.
Not as bad as I thought it was going to be, actually. There was some good. There was
40%,
around that. Yeah.
High 30s.
But trust switches off your pleasure reward centre. So your brain's learning that trusting the future isn't a good thing. So we've got to wipe that. Hello. We're videoing too.
Where's the camera?
Here. Trust and trust issues.
Yeah.
And hold.
Well, you know, what, the Christmas party in 2016? It's now midway through 2018. I don't have any source code. I've not been given access to any source code.
Yeah, right.
So, well, I guess the future's just bleak.
So that's the frontal cortex. So that area helps you to problem solve. So it takes nerve energy to the front part where you actually do the problem
Nervous
solving.
energy.
Nerve supply.
Yeah.
Hold out. Beautiful. Okay. CC trust, AC responsive mental play, okay. So the fourth hippocampal circuit is about motivation. This would be Blaze's wife Sarah giggling over here. Hold out. So motivation. Yeah. But there's some old pain and punishment circuits around motivation. So once again, it'll be linked into the fact that you've tried things, not had the success or...
yeah, no payment from Steam hurts. The fact that I can't just try again for free, because once you hit that minimum $100 US earned after tax, once you earn that, they give you your credit back, because you have to pay $100 US to get a credit to make a game and put it on Steam.
Right.
So I paid, what, $150 or something? Yep. And I could have tried again and made a different game.
Yeah, right.
And I would have had $100 US after tax. So my investment of probably $300 or something in assets and everything could have come back a little bit.
Yeah.
And I could have had another go. Instead, I've got nothing. I've only got outlays, and I can't just have another go.
Yeah.
So that's a punishment.
The good thing is there's no bitterness and resentment.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing.
So now let's go through these little affirmations. So, I am able to set my goals and achieve my dreams. Hold. Yay. I focus on what I want and I allow myself to be the best I can possibly be. Hold. My goals are realistic and achievable in the designated time frame. Hold. I allow myself to shoot for the stars. Hold. So they were all unlocking before, now we've got a lock. Let's check the psychological reversals. Safe. It is safe to let go of this problem. Hold. It is safer to keep this problem. Hold. Okay, so that's reversed. And the other one was? Deserve. I deserve to let go of this problem. Hold. I deserve to keep this problem. And hold. Beautiful. And now let's go and make sure your logical and creative hemispheres have reset. If they're not, then we need to do another session. But let's have another look. So 2 fingers behind the left ear. Okay, so 64 divided by 8 plus 17. Hold. Okay, Now imagine a tiger stalking through the forest. Hold. Okay, we've kept most of the gestalt over there, so now you've got logic and and a fair chunk of gestalt on the left side. So we've added logic in there. And once again, imagining a really nice relaxing place to be, wherever your little happy zone is. And hold. And now imagine the number 99, divide by 9, add 4, hold. But we've so we've added gestalt and taken out logic on the right side. So now they are back to normal. And hold, beautiful. Let's recheck survival switching. Deep survival. I know I did that before, but I always like to finish with that. There you go. So hopefully that will help you reach for the stars.
Yeah, always good.
There you go.